shared responsibility between the
Who subjected them to cold water treatment in the middle of January?
I will tell you, there were rumors at that time given by, I don't want to go into these details. It was rumors given at that time by some of the
but you're clouding the issue here.
Humanitarian
the police
agents.
used water cannon on unarmed people in the middle of January, didn't they?
Yes,
fact.
Yes, they
fact.
did. Yes, they
fact.
did. Yes,
so they bear
did.
responsibility.
I think that
fact.
It is, of course.
So there's no way of getting out of the responsibility of the Egyptian authorities for what happened.
I am talking about another thing. When they were told that there is some buta gases with the refugees at that time in the middle, and they were going to explode it, something like that. And we discussed this also with the United Nations afterwards.
Nadim Hasbani.
How shameful it is for us as Arabs to go to Israel for shelter. Can you imagine how bad these people's situation was to go seek for shelter in Israel? How bad their situation in Egypt was?
Why just focusing on the Darfurians? I don't think that only the Darfurians.
Because there are many refugees from Darfur. Many refugees.
But many refugees. Too many refugees from Somalia, from Kenya, and they are traversing. They are going by Egypt to Israel. It's not only Sudanese.
I wanted to say generally that this incident of refugees in Egypt is an isolated incident. You cannot just put the whole heritage of the Egyptian-Sudanese relations on that, and the way Egypt treated those refugees. They may have used...
2.5 million, Mr. Ambassador, 2.5 million Sudanese are living in Egypt right now.
About 5 million Sudanese living in Egypt.
They have any rights?
We cannot just blame Egypt for that and forget everything.
Gentleman in the first row there, please.
My question is for the panel for the motion. As you have stated, Mr. Ahmed, money is not enough, $250 million. It's just not enough. You wanted us to negotiate peace talks. We had the Abuja peace talk. What exactly would you like from your fellow Arab governments?
I would like our government, we as Muslims, Allah said to us, إن طائفتان من المؤمنين اقتتلتا فاصلحوا بينهما.
Could we do this in English, please?
Yes, it means that if two factions of Muslims quarrel with each other, you must come to mediate between them and to try to solve the problem. And if one party is the culprit, then you fight that party. This is what we want. We want our Arab brothers not to unconditionally support the government, but to come and say, well, look, you are all Sudanese. Sudan is a member of the Arab League. I think what is going on is wrong. And you, the government, has responsibility. Try to mediate, try to intervene positively, but not unconditionally support the government, as the ambassador said.
All right, we're going to take a question. Gentleman at the back. Yousuf.
Thank you very much. My question is for the opposition, especially Mr. Zeid, since he was taking the position of defending Egypt. I'm Egyptian, by the way. Mr. Zeid, you claim that the Egyptian government does care about the Darfur situation. Wouldn't you say that an army like the Egyptian army that was able to cross the Suez Canal in '73, break through the Bar-Lev line, push the Israeli forces all the way hundreds of kilometers through Sinai to the Palestinian borders, wouldn't you say that such an army would be able to contain or sustain the situation in Darfur, or at least stabilize the situation? And please don't tell me that 1,700 soldiers are enough. For God's sake, it takes more soldiers than that to stop a protest in Cairo. Thank you very much.
Thank you. According to the rules of the United Nations for places in conflict and for countries in conflict, they are not allowed, the neighboring countries, to send more than a certain number. So the Egyptians...
Do you always go by the book, sir?
No, because we were in favor of sending much more troops from Egypt. As Arab League, the United Nations has its rules.
So the Egyptian government wanted to send more soldiers, but they couldn't because the...
Not only the Egyptian government. This must not
How many did it want to send?
I think 3,000.
Nadim Hasbani.
Thank you very much, sir.
Still,
they cannot send, for example, they cannot send the 26,000. The Egyptians can send easily the 26,000 that the United Nations
Nadim Hasbani, you want to comment on this?
Let
him come in.
Regarding neighboring countries, this UN rule was made mainly because some parties at the conflict did not trust the neighboring country's neutrality in the conflict.
And
So
even some
first,
governments.
first
Even some
it's a lack
governments.
of trust towards Egypt. Second,
It's
the
not lack of
1700.
This is a principle. This is a principle.
Okay, the
It's-
1700s
it's all over the world.
are not protecting civilians in Darfur because they are not in Darfur. This is a promise in the year for the moment. I'm waiting for the result and then I will judge. For the moment, it's a promise in the year. And Egypt itself,
How in the air? This
Egypt
is
itself
documented.
stopped the UN
This is negotiations
resolutions.
between the United Nations and the Egyptian government.
It was a major obstacle to the UN resolution calling for sending troops to Darfur under UN. It postponed this resolution for months and months.
The issue of Darfur and Sudan is very complex.